I got a general DJing question. I guess either y'all can answer. Like, how do y'all stay so up to date with music? You know, whether it's African music, particularly African music though. Like, how do y'all keep up? I mean, is it like a social thing where you getting music from other DJs a lot, or like you're getting
Shazam
out exactly Shazam and stuff while you're out? Like, how do you stay like so up to date with the latest?
That's a good question. I think that like when you're out a lot, I think there's so many different ways when you're out a lot, and then like now we have social media where like the next big song, or what people continuously play or what people are into. Like it's kind of like ingrained in our minds. So yeah, like it's easier to stay up to date with the latest music and whatnot. But outside of that, like too, there's no way for you to know every single song, ever. Like you have to kind of do your research in a sense where you are, like, for example, like let's say you're in a club and you heard a song that you never even heard before, but everybody likes it. So then you go and Shazam the song, and then you start seeing like other songs that are kind of similar, or that might be working at the time. So you kind of venture into that, and then you kind of do your research. Then you find yourself downloading more music and finding more music. Because for me personally as a DJ, I think that DJing isn't always about playing the hits. Sometimes you have to introduce songs that people don't know, that could that people start liking. Like sometimes maybe you can bring back a song from like 2000 or 2005 that people forgot about, but is still relevant to this day, or like brings back certain memories. So for me, I try to encompass the whole experience in terms of like making sure that I'm up to date with the hits and everything, but also making sure that I venture out and listen to other music and keep my my library updated.
So, Tomi, you're an African woman.
Yes.
So how does your parents feel about you DJing?
That's a great question. I think initially when I told my parents, they were, I think they were supportive, but they were just like, not questioning, but just like this, it's a little different, There's not many Afrobeat female DJs or female DJs in general. But to be honest, I have really great and supportive parents who really believe in me, which is, part of the reason that I've been able to continue for this, long, because, I live in the same city that my parents live in. So it's not like I can hide from them or not tell them, like they would have to know. But, luckily, I have, really supportive parents. And of course, when they start seeing money come in, then they're happy.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it. My dad told me when I first started DJing that DJing was beneath me. and that I wasted my time. Until one day,
parents, or African parents in general, like they like the music industry and creative industry is like, for them back home, it's not as a clear path. Mm-hmm. And then it's like seen as like, like you're, I don't know, what's the word for, like, you're doing a shower type of thing,
You know what's funny about that? I was just talking to Idris about like how it seems like all the hustles that we seen growing up, people are doing it now. Cause like Idris, he's cooking, like making meal preps and all these things with people. He's like, that was like, we know aunties who be cooking out the kitchen, and we be like, yo, selling plates and all that. So it's like to see hustles like that come on, and like people are still doing it. Like you got the old head videographer DJing the 1-year-old birthday parties. Yep. Like these are things that people our age now are still doing. So it's like, maybe that's probably why our parents looked at it bad or something.
Well, I think also too, they didn't want it to be the end all be all, because they don't know it's not a clear cut success as being a surgeon or a lawyer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can struggle to get a job per se, but when you have that type of job though, your financial security is secure. You know what I'm saying? DJing is more of like gig to gig, and when you negotiate your price, you hope these people take your price, because most people won't take your price, especially if you're up there. So no be easy to.
Yeah, but I feel like I don't know. African parents, man, they're some way, man. Until the money, that's every time someone comes on this pod, Tomi, that's it. Oh, when they see the money, then they're cool with it, man. African parents, you can't even follow through.
Like, doing well with it, because I actually did a wedding. I did a wedding like 2 years ago, and it was. Have you guys seen that wedding where the baby was in the African wedding?
Yep.
Yeah. So I DJ'd that wedding, the engagement, the wedding party. So my parents came, and people were praising me. You're like, oh my God, your daughter is doing this, and then my parents were like, wow, you're just making us so proud. And I'm like,
Yo, African parents, man, they can't even follow through, really, man. They just be talking. So I got another question, which is another general DJing question though. When you become a DJ and you're going out all the time, doesn't it mess up the experience of going out though? Like, you know what I'm saying? Going out, partying, going to the club. Like, doesn't it sort of sour that whole experience for you? You know what I'm saying?
I'm over the clubs. I know y'all gotta be over the clubs.
Exactly.
I'm not a fan of it anymore. To be honest, like, because I've been at home for a minute, for a couple weeks, and you see people go out and stuff, and I just am not fazed by it. I feel like I'm never missing out on anything. I don't ever feel like I'm missing out on anything. To be honest, I don't even like going out like that unless I am DJing. Because I just feel like it's more fun for me. I mean, one, you're getting paid, but really it's not about that for me. But two, like, you're actually doing something you just feel like you're doing something important. Then versus I'm going to an event or I'm going to a club, unless I'm like with my really good friends, I really just don't feel like going.
I was about to say, what happened to girls' night? I mean, I don't be, let's go.
No, girls' night is fun. Yeah. Like, outside of girls' night is fun, like going out with your friends, like people who you really care about and can have a good time with is fun. But like just going to the club to go, it's really just like, for me, it's just like I'm just looking for trouble, because there's just nothing really for me there. I just feel like as I'm getting older too, like I want to do things that I know it's purposeful. Doesn't mean like everything I have to do has to be like academic or I have to be DJing, but sometimes it could just be to, hang out with some friends and have a good time. But sometimes just going out to go out and just like, you're just going out and you're just not even getting anything out of it. I don't like doing that.